Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We definitely appreciate you guys watching. We got a pretty good topic today. Hopefully we're gonna be able to provide good information to you guys, and we got a couple of great guys here from the gun community and prepping community and all that stuff. And we're gonna talk about this ATF proposed ban on AR-15 ammo, and we're gonna go into some of the details. So with that being said, the first thing we're gonna do is an intro. So Daily Shooter, can you do your intro, please?
How's it going, everybody? Daily Shooter, gun, knives, gear reviews. Just random informational videos every now and then, and glad to be on the Jarhead 6, very famous show.
Yeah.
This is where you make it. This is where you make it, and I feel like I've made it. So happy to be here, brother. Thank you.
You're gonna have to add up tactical beer into the things that you do.
I'm Scottish, dude. I shaved this morning. So,
Alright, so we got the Alabama Owens. Go ahead, bro.
Hey everybody, glad to be here tonight. Appreciate Jarhead 6 having us on. I do guns, gear, prepping, that vein of videos. Trying to put out videos right now on Tuesday and Thursday nights, so check us out and hopefully have some good material for you.
Good. Appreciate you coming by. And as always, my favorite channel on YouTube, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, I'm just honored that the Sultan of Gun and Freedom YouTube channels has allowed me to be on again. It's another glorious day. Hail Jarhead 6.
Amen.
Thanks a lot, man. So definitely a pretty cool guys here. You know, I've been with these guys pretty much all the way back to the beginning of my awesome YouTube career. But so let's talk about this AR-15 ammo and what the ATF is trying to do. Just less than a month ago, they did the whole thing with the bracelet. So apparently they are on a street where they want to take away our rights. So Nick, you gonna talk about a little bit about the background?
Yeah, so I mean, this kind of goes back here, and just for those out there, The Truth About Guns has a great article on it. I'm going to kind of steal a little snippet of theirs as they kind of break down the history of this pretty good here. So, in the 1968 Gun Control Act, Congress decided to try and define what armor-piercing ammunition is. So basically, they were scared poopless of the idea that someone could shoot a bullet that would penetrate their personal body armor and wanted to protect themselves from the angry masses, because, you know, why would people nowadays want to revolt? That's so weird. And the police too, I guess. But the way they define it, though, has been a massive pain, let's say. So here's the following definition. So a projectile or projectile core, which may be used in a handgun and which is constructed entirely, parentheses, excluding the presence of tracers or other substances, end parentheses, from one or a combination of tungsten alloy, steel, iron, brass, bronze, beryllium, copper, or depleted uranium. Or part 2 is a fully jacketed projectile larger than a .22 caliber, designed and intended for use in a handgun whose jacket has a weight of more than 25% of the total weight of the projectile. So if you note there that rifle cartridges aren't included in that definition, this is strictly for handguns only. The problem is that with the prevalence of, you know, handgun versions of ARs now, there's an opening for the ATF to basically start looking into adding some common rifle-based ammo to the list. Specifically, the ATF is considering adding the commonly available steel core M855 and SS109 to the list of banned ammo. So that's kind of what's going on and the history on it. But I would say Daily Shooter just released a video of all 17 pages of the ATF's
36 straight minutes of video.
There you go. Oh, of straight sexiness of the ATF. But from what you read in there, Daily Shooter, what did you pick up from that letter? What are they doing, and how are they basically twisting it?
Well, originally there was a law, just like you said, that banned armor-piercing ammunition for handguns, and that basically exempted rifle calibers. So anything that was 5.56 or 2.23 that wasn't of those materials, like you mentioned, was exempt from being considered armor-piercing. So M855, SS109 were all just considered standard 223 or 5.56 rounds. I'm sorry, 5.56 rounds. What happened is once they invented the AR-15 or the AR pistol, and those became more common, they considered the fact that, okay, as these become more common, it is within the right thought that a criminal could get his hand on one, conceal it as a pistol, and use it in a crime against law enforcement. And as more and more AR pistols started showing up on the market, law enforcement and the ATF started picking up on that, went back into the law, and since 2012 have really been trying to hammer out whether or not to consider this a pistol round now. So basically anything fired that can be fired through an AR pistol is now considered a pistol round. And in the document, they actually said that they side with law enforcement on this one. They've already sided with law enforcement on the matter in considering the change of classification. So it's kind of bad news.
So for the basic guy, because there's so many laws out there that it is like actually difficult to follow. Like people may be breaking the law and they don't even know that, because I mean the amount of laws that we have is just ridiculous. But so the issue is that they don't want them to use this round through an AR pistol, right?
Right.
But the AR pistol, the only reason why pretty much they came out with AR pistols is to go around the whole tax on SVRs. I mean, if you could buy an SVR, you just get an SVR. So people came out with this bracelet to kind of go around that in a way, so you could have something that kind of looks like an SVR without paying those taxes. So, like, I guess my point is, if the ATF is okay with guys, with you paying $200 and getting an SVR, you know what I'm saying? What's the big deal now because you have an AR, a pistol AR? I don't know if I'm making any sense. I mean, in the past, you could conceal an SVR just as easy as you could conceal AR pistol.
Yeah, but they know where every single one of those SBRs are.
So, wow.
There's the conspiracy theories coming out of me, but every single one of the SBRs are registered. You have to have it registered to have it, so they know where it is. AR pistol, all you got to do is buy a lower, build it as a pistol.
The ammo company is fighting right now using the terms intent, because if you read through the paperwork, the documentation actually says if the round was intended to be used as an armor-piercing round, or for anything other than what is it, Nick?
Sport
shooting. Yeah. If it's designed and intended to be used for anything other than sport shooting, then it falls under that category of possibly being banned. But the ammo companies are saying that no, the intention of this round is simply for sports shooting.
And here's the real kicker here is, so we're talking, for those that aren't familiar with what the M855 or the SS109 is, we're talking about green tip 5.56 ammo. It's often referred to as AP armor penetrating round. It's not. It doesn't. There you go. Al there has one right there. It's not actually an armor penetrating round. It is a steel tipped bullet. That's it. What it does is,
I'm guilty of calling it that before in the past too. It just comes out so easy. It's a green tip penetrator or something,
Yeah, AP round. That's obviously what I've referred to it as that several times. Yeah. But the thing is, it's not going to penetrate. I mean, there's so many videos out on it that it doesn't penetrate.
Right.
Your typical 3A. 3A is the hard armor, right?
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't penetrate that. It does it give you more penetration? Yes. I can tell you. I mean, what's great about the round, from if you look strictly at a sporting shooting aspect of it, it's a heavier bullet. So if you're shooting through some sort of brush, or where if there's something that can during flight impact the bullet, that heavier grain tipped bullet is going to have less issues of being deflected, or basically its projected course being changed. So it's a great round. So in Texas, if you're out, you can hog hunt with a 5.56. It's a great round to use because, number one, it gives you more penetration. Two, it helps with their tough hides. Three, again, you're usually in hill country, brush country in Texas, to where it's a great round to use. And number two, on top of all those, it's readily available. You can buy it in bulk, so that keeps prices down. And so, I mean, it's great for all shooters.
Well,
Yeah.
and here in Alabama, people use it as a deer cartridge because when you're hunting in heavy brush, I always hunted with a 30-06 because I was in such dense brush. I wanted as heavy a projectile as I could have, but friends that I had that used an AR platform or a 223 or a 5.56 platform always used a green tip because it's such a smaller projectile that added weight, that added oomph, you didn't lose your, what like Nick said, it's not as likely to veer off course.
I think obviously this is really bad because this is just step number one. If we allow this to happen, what's going to be next? I mean, the intent is always going to be to disarm the people. I mean, they can take away your guns from you, so they're going to take away other tools. Like right now, they're talking about the rounds. Eventually, they're going to make it where the only round you could use is this round, which is like, a crappy one. And we keep talking about sporting, and that's why we're talking offline. What about if the company wants to make a round straight off with self-defense? I mean, why do a company needs to justify the round as a sporting rounds? A company can make a round as a round that is a self-defense round that is intended to disable a threat, and I don't see an issue with that. I don't see why we have to classify the round, or a company has to say, okay, it's fine that you use this green tip because it's for sporting.
Well, think about this, dude. This is what kind of scares me. Reading through all of the paperwork, this really opens the door for them to go after any round that is shot out of an AR pistol, any round. So they're only talking about the 855 and the SS109, but here's the thing you have to remember. It has to be, and it says capable of penetrating body armor. We all know that when it comes to level 2 or level 2A body armor, any 223, I mean, the cheap bulk pack from Walmart is going to blow through level 2 or level 2A body armor. So if that's their thing, they're just, I mean, we're in for bigger trouble than just those two, types of ammo. This is a big deal. Not to mention, it says that on March 16th, they're not going to be taking opinions anymore, or after March 16th, they won't be taking opinions anymore on how to implement the changes. So they didn't say whether or not to make the changes. They said, put in your opinion on how to implement the changes by March 16th. That, to me, makes it seem like they've already made up their mind, and that also scares me,
Well, what they throw out here in this article is, and Daily Shooter, you can comment on this here. So they're talking about, kind of what you hit on there is what might be next. Lead-free copper projectiles, perhaps. What happens if they get banned? Because if those are banned and California's lead ammo ban is upheld, what are people in California going to shoot?
Right.
I don't think they make rainbow bullets.
Yeah.
Happiness. Yet, anyways, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, they're liberal tears, right?
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Well, it's Jarhead's channel, and he's the one that brought it up, so I'm gonna jump on it. The whole sporting idea really frustrates me because that's not what our Second Amendment rights are about. That should not be a justification that we have to make, whether it's for sporting or not. Anyone who reads and understands what the Second Amendment is about, it's about protecting the people from the government.
That's it.
Yep.
So to me, having to justify this as a sporting round is just hogwash.
Mm-hmm.
No, they absolutely correct. I mean, if somebody can afford depleted uranium rounds, I'm fine with it. I don't know what the approximate cost at Walmart would be on that. But I mean, yeah, I agree with those guys too. Well, and something interesting too, I'm trying to find that here in this article was 30-06 black tips. By the way, for those that aren't familiar with those, that is an armor penetrating round.
Full armor penetrating round.
Full armor penetrating. A 308 will not penetrate a level 3A armor. A black tip 30-06 will. No problem. I'm trying to figure out what the rules were, why that is not banned. Because again,
because
it's typical.
There's not a handgun that will fire that.
That's it. Not yet.
Oh.
You know, I mean, the thing is that we are entering a phase where we want to protect, the government wants to protect people by violating other people's rights. And that's just not the way you do these things. You know what I'm saying? So I get it that you want to protect police officers. I do get that. You know, I support police officers, and definitely we need to protect them. But like every course of action that I constantly see, it makes no sense to me. Like now you want to violate people's right, or what kind of rounds they could buy. You know, like you want to pretty much take people's guns away to protect police officers, and that's just not going to happen. I mean, that's not a good course of action. That's not a good plan. I mean, I've done planning for combat, and this plan does not make sense to me. To me, this sounds like a way to control the citizens by taking away the guns. They can take away your guns. So now we're going to take away your rounds. So that thing that we want to protect cops, it doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel that's not the reason why they're doing it. You know.
Don't forget the body armor too, man. They're trying to take away the guns, and now with Senate Bill 348, they're trying to take away the body armor.
Right.
So now we can't defend ourselves with the gun, and we can't defend ourselves against the guns.
Exactly. Like, it's not making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to protect cops, you're not making sense. And keep in mind that there's chances of being a police officer and getting shot are there. Once you get that job, you know that. You know, that's like going in the military, and then you find yourself in Afghanistan and go like, wow, I didn't know I was going to go to Afghanistan. Really, dude? You know what I'm saying? So, again, we want to protect our cops, but I don't think this course of action is to protect the cops. That's just the excuse that they're giving, you know, like, oh, yeah, we want to protect the cops. No, the reality is that they want to disarm you. They want to take away your rounds. They want to take away your body armor. They want to take away your guns. And it's obvious. Like, you don't have to be a smart guy. Like, it doesn't take a genius. You know, I got a couple of college degrees, but trust me, it doesn't take a genius to realize that. I mean, an idiot can realize that.
Al, I know you want to jump in here, but I want to just add something to that I think is going to help your argument too. So, at the last FBI crime statistics, so in crime statistics and in the last FBI one, so anything that you can base, any gun that can be portrayed as an assault weapon, I'm using air quotations there. They account for less than 2% of all crimes used in the United States. That includes AR pistols. Anything that can even make a liberal have nightmares at night is pretty much in that. And that is less than 2% of all crimes in the United States. So it's not about saving police officers' lives or regular people's lives. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. So sorry there, I just want to add that in.
No, and I'm going the same direction. I was going to say, okay, if the AR pistol is the problem, then I personally have never heard a news story where the shooter went in somewhere with an AR pistol. Has anybody heard that story?
No.
No.
Exactly. This is not about protecting cops. This is about controlling the populace.
Yeah, that's it.
Plain and simple.
Well, just remember too. Again, I think it was maybe in the 2012, not the most recent FBI crime statistics. It might be 2011 crime statistics. So anything that could be considered an AR assault weapon. I'm sorry, not AR assault weapon. There were 323 deaths in just hammers, like not hammer. I'm going to hang a door or put something on the wall. Was 496.
Right.
It's 496.
Ban all hammers.
Well, I'm thinking about maybe going into business and making
I went to a call where a lady
hammer. I'm gonna go out and start selling a green tip hammer.
I went to a call where a lady was using a hammer to like breaking the front door of some other lady because she got pissed off because that lady made a Facebook status. You know, she said something negative on Facebook, and she took a sledgehammer and she was bringing the door down. And when I made it there, she had a hole in the door with the hammer, and so again, it's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, and we got to be aware how. Again, it looks to me like they couldn't take away the guns. They're failing to being able to take away our guns. So now they're gonna start taking away our rounds. That's. I mean, if you got a car and you have no gas, you can't drive the car. So that's what they're going for right now. That's what it feels to me.
Have you noticed that they've gone from the political atmosphere to the bureaucracy? So they've kind of moved everything away from the Senate, the House, and now Eric Holder and the Attorney General have just kind of said, okay, you guys deal with it, sort of like the EPA, right? And now they're making laws and rules, and they're not even elected officials. I mean, that pisses me off. I don't like the fact that somebody I didn't vote to make decisions on my behalf is making decisions on my behalf. So that's another problem, is they realize they can't win the fight, so they're going to pass it on to somebody who can.
Right.
Well, I mean, you got to look at the ATF's thinking. So this right here, which I, by the way, have almost had for a year, and just opened it right before the show. It's been sitting in my safe. So let's imagine, and if there's any liberals watching, close your eyes, cover your ears. Let's imagine that there's a scary black rifle on pistol, scary black pistol on the end of this. Me doing this just recategorized it. Or is that the word that they use, recategorized?
It became a short barrel rifle when you did that.
So if I let's say I use the ATF's thinking here that doing this recategorizes it. Well, what after if I'm done shooting it here, I then put it back on my arm and shoot it? Does that not recategorize it? I'm following their thinking. So if shooting it one way can change it, then shooting it another way, which is the original way, brings it back, right? This is the type of thinking the ATF has.
But their argument is going to be the same that they use for the pistol. If it has ever been a rifle, it can't be a pistol.
Yeah.
So you can turn a pistol into a rifle, and that's fine.
But if you pay me $200,
exactly,
do that. And it goes back.
Give me all your information. Make sure that I know exactly where it is.
We are at a point in the history of this country where we are taking advantage of people. I mean, this is unbelievable, man. If you are straight up poor, if you are a poor person that does not have anything, and not talking about poor, if you're somebody that are lazy, that do not want to work and want to live out of the government, we will give you benefits. But if you're a hard-working man, that you work hard and your hands are all messed up because you've been working hard, we will, rape you out of your money by making you pay more taxes, like that right there, by making you pay taxes and things that we already bought. You know what I'm saying? Like a car. Why am I paying taxes on a car every year when I bought a car and I pay taxes on that car when I bought it, and then every year I gotta pay you taxes? Even a house, you finish paying a house, and then you got to pay taxes. You know what? This pissed me off, man. Why would I pay you money to go fishing? Do you own the seas? Because last time I checked, God created the seas, and I don't recall him telling me to pay him taxes, a license to go and fish.
Jarhead 6 is about to become a sovereign citizen, isn't he?
Dude, and here's the thing, man. I agree. I agree with government. We have to have a government. Police, I support all those things. And I agree with things that make sense. You know what? If you want me to pay you taxes on a car, I'll pay taxes on a car. Got it. I bought a car, I bought a property, and I pay taxes on it. But the thing that I have an issue is the next year, why I got to pay taxes again? I already paid taxes on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have an issue. I don't have an issue doing my job as a citizen. You know what I'm saying? If I buy a house for 30 years, and maybe we're getting off topic, but real quick, if I buy a house and I pay on it for 30 years, and the 30 years is over, why would I pay you taxes in year 31? I already bought the house. It doesn't make sense to me.
I think that deserves a mic drop, dude. You should pick up your mic and just...
Well,
you know what I'm going to do so I can feel better? I'm going to do the tempo index.
No, I just remember you're using your money that you already pay taxes out of to pay on that, and then guess what? All this hard-earned stuff that you did, when you die and you go to pass it on your children, there's another 40% tax on that.
Yeah.
And then let me see. Hang on. I got my ammo here. And then I had to pay tax on my ammo. $2.69.
And that's here's the point that I'm trying to make, man. That it really upset me. If I tell my kids something, hey, look, don't do this because it's wrong. That's it, it's wrong. But I cannot tell my kid, hey, don't do this because it's wrong. But if you give me $5, then you could do it. Right. That's an issue that I have. You cannot tell me, hey, don't use an SVR or something, a AR pistol. It's wrong because it could be concealed. But if you pay me $200, then it's okay. That's the issue that I have. If you want to tell me it's wrong, tell me it's wrong. But don't tell me to pay you $200 to make it right.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, dude. 100%.
That's it.
Yep.
You know
Does anyone else notice the angrier he gets, the better English he has?
Oh yeah, man. Sometimes it goes like way opposite. You know what I'm saying?
No, that is literally, I mean, hammer on the nail right there. That is a bad thing to do, unless you give me money.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Drop your mic, buddy. Drop your mic. Yep. Desk pop your gun. Walk away.
Yeah.
Dude, you can tactical rack on your ear, you know?
I'm gonna do tempo index weekend.
There you go. just tap rack, you know?
Oh my lord, man.
We're off topic, bro.
All right, let's get back in topic, man. Let's get, cause we don't want.
Here's, and I know NRA has been, well, I mean, NRA sends out 1 million emails every day, usually at 3 or 4 a.m.
Yes.
For whatever reason, apparently that's the best time to read emails. But I mean, NRA has sounded alarm. I mean, people need to start calling. You know, and I put it up on our Facebook page. I said people need to start writing your state and your federal representatives. Number one, you need to write your state representatives to say whatever that what is Idaho passing one, or some other states as well, where federal law basically can't trump any sort of state law. You need to get those laws passed. You need to write your federal representatives and explain this in a fantastic way. Maybe just take everything Jarhead 6 said there at the end and literally just send that to them. That should be enough. Of course, they won't. You know that. But you need to start. We need to put pressure. We need to put pressure. We need to start rallying together. And again, too, let's not just use this one little thing to get together and, hey, we won, then we'll go back. We need to stay sticking together. We need to stay unified. We need to stay and keep pushing, because that's what makes the firearms industry, the Second Amendment, pro-freedom people so fantastic. Is we can get together and amass this massive amount of people, this massive amount of support. But then once we win, or whatever, we just kind of disperse off. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yep, it's a nonstop battle every day.
And the biggest thing that kind of worries me is that some people out there are becoming criminals without even knowing that, because there's so many laws that it's actually hard to follow it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm scared that all these laws are passing, and next thing you know, people are getting arrested, going to federal prisons, and all this for something that they legitimate didn't even know. I didn't know that can't use this round. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever reason. So, I mean, that's just kind of scary.
Now this, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this just will stop the manufacture and sale. It did.
Correct.
My understanding was that it is still legal to possess.
Correct.
Okay.
You know what's going to happen? The company's going to create a different round, and boom, it's going to be over. You know what I'm saying? They got.
I mean, what that is, they still have to submit an application now. It takes time. I mean, here's the problem. There's 24. It says there's 24 pending applications for different types of 5.56 ammo right now. There's 24. They've actually put those on hold until after the decision is made. So there's a possibility that these people that have their applications that have already been waiting for like 3 years, some of them 4 years, may never see their product come to market, may never see their dream come to fruition. Think about that. It hurts business. It hurts industry. It hurts the consumer. It's a taxable item. I mean, it's bad in every possible way, you know?
Wow.
Well, I mean, look at it too. It could be some great self-defense round, or, you know, it could be something that, I hate using the term, but for our fictional discussion here of potential rounds, it could be, you know, the last bullet you'll ever need. And that's not a plug for G2. I don't like them. But, you know, I'm just saying it could be that this could be the innovation round, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine, let's apply the same type of thinking to something else. Let's say, I mean, God, I was going to use, you know, like medicines, but we already do that anyways, and you can see how that works because so many people are going to other countries to try out new type of stuff. Well, that kind of applies. But I mean, let's apply it to, I don't know, pick some sort of manufacturing. What you know, any sort of manufacturing, apply it to that of plastics or new type of, you know, anything. Imagine if we had to get, you know, plastic for cups approved by the government, or, you know, anything. Apply that same sort of process. Do you know what would happen to those industries? How much that would just kill innovation and shutter the growth of those industries? I mean, imagine if we didn't have these stupid regulations of possibly what innovation, what better rounds police officers could have, what better rounds our military have, what better rounds that we could have. You know, it's just insane.
You know, and I'm just going to put it up there. If you're actually looking to protect police officers, we could do better things. For example, we could make sure they're not fat. And that's the truth. I mean, I've seen some fat officers. And I know, man, it's crazy, but here's the reality. And I'm going to go into this. I'm not trying to be mean. I was in the Marine Corps. You had to be in shape because your life depends on your body. You know, you go on patrols, you go on this, you go on that. I work as a police officer. I know what it is to work 16 hours and drive a patrol car. And not only work as a police officer, I was a supervisor. So supervisor positions. And so I'm tracking, you know, I did it for 2 years. I'm tracking long hours. You got to go to Burger King because, you know, let's face it, at 4 o'clock in the morning, where else you going to eat? So I think we
Donut shop wasn't open?
Yeah. We used to do 3 months at nighttime and 3 months at daytime. So, but how about having police officers some type of weight standard? Because I got to tell you, man, when you have a weight standard that you know if you pass that weight, you will get fired or there will be repercussions, people will watch your weight. You know, like I had to be 208 pounds in the Marine Corps, and I always stood about 205 to 210. So, weight standards. About having police officers carry a gun. Do you know how many police officers don't carry a gun off duty? Many of them. I mean, I don't even know the percentage, but there's a percentage out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're a police officer, carry a gun, conceal carry a gun off duty. So, but that's my point. Instead, in order to protect police officers, we're going to violate people's freedoms. And we're going to take away these bullets because it could potentially do this. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to go there, are you going to take away slugs? Because I got to tell you, if you hit somebody in the chest with a shotgun slug, it's going to hurt big time. So,
I mean, look at it this way. What's the difference between, let's go down a fictional road here that a bad guy has a 62 grain green tip and shoots a police officer in the face at 50 feet. Mm-hmm. Now take that. What's the difference between if that same bad guy shot a regular 1 ounce 12 gauge slug and did the same thing? Ugh. What's the difference?
Yeah.
In the end result, nothing. The shotgun round is going to be way nastier.
Yeah.
But the end result is going to be the same.
And look, man, we go back in history. It has been proven that the gun is not the person that kills people. And I know the anti-gunners doesn't like the argument, but we go back to the Navy shooting. The guy used a shotgun. Yep. We go back to the sniper that we had, I think it was Virginia. The guy used a bolt-action rifle. Right. You know, now we go back to cases like where they use an AR-15. So you just can cannot take away. My point is, you cannot take away one platform or one round, because every single gun out there pretty much has been used to commit a crime.
Yep.
And that's what their intent. Their intent is going to be to take away one thing at a time. You know,
Right.
I can't take away your gun, so I'm going to take away your bullets. You know, I can't take away your car, but I'm going to take away the ability of you putting gas. Now you cannot drive your car. And my last thing about this, man, I got to tell you, I'm not a hunter. You know, I like to get into hunting. So if some of you guys hunt and want to invite me, I would love to go with you guys. But I'm not a hunter. So my point is that when I buy bullets, I don't buy bullets for sporting. I buy bullets because I like to go shooting, target shooting, and what I prep is in case something bad happened, and I expect my bullets to take care of business. I don't buy it because it's sporting, you know, and that's my right. You know what I'm saying? That's my right.
Right.
Oh, sorry. You know, I respect your rights. You could go and do whatever you want to do. If you want to put your hair pink and like half pink, half blue, you have the right to do that. Well, I got the right to have 10,000 rounds in my garage. That's it, man. It's that simple, you know? I don't know. I'm ranting. Go ahead, guys. Take over.
I think, you know what? I think there are more people on government watch lists nowadays, and I guarantee you I'm on one of them. But there are more people on government watch lists, and they know that a lot of people out there, even though they're probably not saying it, are absolutely fed up, and they're not going to take it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, when it comes down to the bottom line, without sugarcoating it, there's a lot of people that are stocking and arming up because they feel that it's going to hit its peak soon. The peak being the amount that us as the people can take before we have to do something about it. And I think the government knows that. You know, I'm not saying like I'm out there, plotting or getting ready for some government overthrow, but there's a lot of people that do have that on their mind. They know that if something happens and they come around for gun confiscation, it's going to be bad news. So if the government can mitigate the circumstances, if that should happen, they're going to do so, because there's a lot of people out there that are not afraid.
We really need a major leadership change. Major.
Oh, big time.
Like it's just major, because the amount of hypocrites that I see, it's just unbelievable. You know, like I tell my wife, if Obama's car breaks down in front of my house and knock on my door and ask me for water, I probably won't open my front door.
I just want to go on the record and say that Daily Shooter did email me. He wants to overthrow the government, and he wants to put King Jarhead 6 in charge.
Yes.
I just wanted to put that out there.
But I get to be lieutenant governor of Michigan.
I guarantee you that I would do a better job.
Oh, we know you would.
It doesn't take that much. Like the level of this country, it's just like it doesn't take that much.
As long as in the State of the Union, you don't like go off on one of your rants.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to the State of the Union.
And you know what? That's like the biggest thing, man. Like the level of not communication and being professional and working together. There's not a working together relationship between the president, administration, and the Congress. Like you could just tell they hate each other.
Oh, Keystone Pipeline?
Yeah, like they just hate each other. And when you do that, you're never gonna. And nothing is going to run smooth, man. And again, I being at the level of the battalion, 500-600 people, and working with other departments, and you have to be able to have that level of professional to get stuff accomplished. If I'm fighting with administration section and I'm the training section, we're not going to get anything accomplished, because all we do is fighting. And the Alabama Owens could probably elaborate on that, but you know what I'm saying, man? It's just ridiculous. So.
Yeah. No, I'm not even going to go into that.
All right, so
I'll start a 10-minute rant if I do that.
So what do we ultimately they try? Ultimately, it's not going to be illegal. I mean, they trying right now. Nothing has been banned or anything, right?
Nope.
It hasn't been, but it sure reads like they've already made the decision.
Well, and do you want me to talk about what we talked about before off air when I was checking stuff? Do you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, sure, man.
All right. So for those that aren't familiar, and I almost don't want to do it because I don't want people to freak, but at the same amount of time, I think people do need to freak out about not necessarily the ammo, but what is going on. So for those that don't know, I work in a gun shop. So we have 3 main distributors. 2 of them I can check from home. There is no federal. I looked up the standard federal 62 grain green tip ammo. I almost said AP rounds. There you go. There's none available. At least in 2 out of 3 distributors. The other one I can't check from home. I won't be able to check until tomorrow. But like the 150 round value packs of the federal green tips. Then there's like 600 and 420s. There's none available.
But what would
in
that
the
look
main
like?
Distributors.
What would that look like before all this? If you would check it normally, let's say a month ago, what would that look like?
Oh, I mean, we used to order it all the time. We sell the 100. There's a range at my work, so we sell quite a lot. We sold quite a lot of because the only bulk packs that we stocked were the 62 grain federal green tips, because they came in 150 round packs, easy to sell, and then we'd sell just the 55 grain American Eagle 20 round packs. So we would order 150 round packs all the time. It was never an issue. Once the crunch, calmed down and all that stuff, we'd order it. We'd order it literally by the case. There's 4 come per box. We would generally order 4 boxes, so we get 16 150 round every order. No problem. Order whenever we wanted. And there's none.
Wow.
Again, I have to check one other place. But these 2 we'd always get ammo from too, so I'm assuming the 3rd place doesn't have it available, but I will check tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we go back to the prepping aspect. Make sure you prep. Make sure you're buying ammo. Make sure that every time you get paid, you buy a box of ammo, and you'd be surprised. Next thing you know, you have thousands of rounds, and if you store them the right way, it's gonna last for a long time. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Well, and something like this really just does bring out the importance of prepping ammo. It really does, because you never know when something that you need is not going to be available anymore in the current administration that we're in.
I've been finding a lot of the spam can Tulas available at Walmart, so I've been picking up some of those. Okay. Those have been pretty readily available.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're a little bit of a chunk for one shot at Walmart for me, but I usually pick up the ZQI because you get 30 rounds for 9 something. So for me, it's just value, But still, you look at the price structure and it goes tool ammo, at least at my gun shops and stores. It goes tool ammo, Wolf, and then ZQI, and then American Eagle, and you start going up from there. But it's inexpensive compared to some other stuff, it's gonna hit the ball too.
And I want to hit on this too because Jarhead, maybe you might have some more info on this. Just feedback that I've had from people that serve, my brother deployed. If you look at, again, and this is subjective too, so take it for a grain of salt. If you look at the lethality of the 55 grain round versus the 62 grain green tip round. From everything that I've heard from my friends, when they originally, and this would have been back in, I think he was there in 2005, they originally had the 55 grain ball ammo. I can't remember their designation for it. Then after a while, they actually had to switch to the SS109s or the M855s because those were more humane than the 55 grain.
Right.
A story from my buddy is, there was, they had to engage some guy, and he engaged a guy at a couple hundred yards. Bullet 55 grain entered his neck, exited his calf. He said the 62 grain, just the Dyne's bullet just goes right through. Which if you arm or neck or whatever, I'm sorry, not neck, but if you arm or leg or whatever, it just goes straight through. That's not necessarily what you want, but from a lethality aspect, I don't know if you have any experience on that, Jarhead, but my buddy is all about the 55 grains because he's like as soon as they hit soft, liquid soft tissue, man, they can do anything. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah, plus it goes back to the military doesn't carry 5.56 to kill people. The main point is to disable that guy, because the way they look at it, if I disable you and you go down, now that's going to require maybe 2-3 guys to medevac you. That's going to require the enemy to send, maybe to send a helicopter or a convoy. So now not only I disable you, but I also disable maybe a couple of trucks, maybe some type of air support. So that's what the military is going for. It was so bad at one point that they realized, hey, look, we actually need a round that we actually could kill somebody on the spot, take him out. That they actually went back to the M14s. That's why you see a lot of DM designated Martian ship carrying M14s and just because it's one shot, one kill. You hit it with a 7.62, that guy is not going to stand up. So right. And a lot of EOD guys had him too because they used him for however they do the IED. Sometimes you have to shoot the IED so they could go off. So yeah, pretty much that 5.56 was never intended to kill, but that's when you come out with like different pairs, like training, control pair, hammer pair, failure step drills. If you put two rounds in the chest and one in the head, the guy is not standing up, unless like some high god. So.
When you were there, did you mainly use green tips?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we use green tips. We use some of the tracer too, different ways. A lot of guys will put them at the end of the magazine, so when you see those that tracer come out, you're about to drone dry. Like nowadays, it's a little bit different because nowadays we have so many cool tactical, cool looking gear that you have like clear magazines and all that. But when I went in 2003 and 2004, we had nothing. It was just K-bar kind of thing.
I even with my windowed PMags, I'll still do a tracer 5 from the bottom. So
you guys get all the cool stuff in your free states.
Yeah.
The good thing about
he just showed the window of his Magpul. Just in the window was more rounds than I'm allowed to have.
No, I think I actually have tracer rounds laying around somewhere.
Tracer rounds are very good too to market target too. So if you want to engage a position with a machine gun and you want to market, tracer rounds work well, and then the guy in the machine gun would engage that location. So, but either way, going back to the topic. Like I said, nothing has been banned, so pretty much it has. Just to recap, it's going to have into March. You said 16, Deadly Shooter.
Yeah, March 16th is when they'll stop accepting opinions on the matter.
So how do people submit this opinions? Is it like a website or?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me check this link real quick. Okay.
I'm probably going to get the link and put it down in the description box. So we definitely encourage everyone to go out there and give their opinion. So
yeah, go to APA comments at atf.gov. So APA comments at atf.gov, and you can email them. It'll give you a step-by-step process how to interact with them on this particular situation. And then if you guys have a pen or you want to write this down, fax number is 202-648-9741, and you can fax them your opinion or whatever's on your mind directly.
And you know what? I like the fax idea because an email is real easy for them to delete or just make
that fax machine
make the fax machine blow up.
They'll run out of toner and it's gonna
Then they'll raise taxes. Great. Good job, everybody.
What do you think? Obviously, if you're going to send a fax, obviously be what's the word that I'm looking for? Don't be like F this, F that. You violating my rights. Be a little bit professional. But what do you think people should put in that fax? You think people should put the names? So what kind of personal information would you guys advise to do?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I would probably use the alias. I think I would use an alias. As far as I throw them.
My name is Juan Valdez.
My name's Jarhead6. Jarhead, and I hate you. I have tons of this stuff.
I think I'm going to get it. My name is Nick. All right, guys. So coming up to wrap it up, I don't know how long we've been talking for. I should have started up the time, but so definitely we encourage people to send a fax. Definitely, tell them how you feel. Me personally, I will be a little bit professional and speak your mind, because if we don't do that, people are gonna make decisions without us. And it kind of disturbed me, just like the Daily Shooter was saying, how these people are making laws and regulations, and they're not even elected officials. That's pretty disturbing now that I think about it, man. So, but definitely stay in touch. Anything else that we need to, anything else you guys think we need to cover?
The only thing that just kind of hit me right now is, you know, I can't reach it. So if we're arguing over 223 ammo, what's the newest hottest, one of the newest hottest things right now on the AR market? 300 blackout, building 308 ARs.
Mm-hmm.
What can a 62 grain 5.56 round do that has a green tip on it that a 308 round can't?
Yep. That's what we talked about, that it is the beginning, bro. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they're gonna say, look, 308. Then they're gonna go into shotgun slugs. I mean, if you get hit with buckshot, it may penetrate. So it's just the beginning, bro. That's what I gotta say when it comes to that. All right, let's jump into outros. Anything going on, Della Shooter? You got anything that you want to tell us? Anything?
No, just working on the channel, trying to make the quality a little bit better. Getting some new lighting that's going to be coming in. Tap rack, bro. Getting some new lighting that's coming in. Getting a new camera. Hopefully, it makes the production value a little bit better. And one day, I will be like Jarhead 6 with the technical aspect of handgun newbie. I'm sorry. And you know what? Hopefully one day I can disappear and come back with as much flair as the Alabama owns. So.
Nice outro. That was clever.
That was pretty good. That's pretty good. What about you, Alabama owns? What do you got going on, man?
Obviously, I'm jumping back in with both feet, trying to put out a couple of videos a week and participating in any live chats anybody will have me in, basically. Watch Tuesday for my video on my new concealed carry piece. I think you guys are going to like it. And I appreciate you having us on, Jarhead 6.
All right, cool. What about you, Nick? You always got stuff going on.
I think I'm just gonna really just kind of chill out around the house, cuddle with my new friend here, and about it. Just hang out with the good old sig brace. It's actually really comfortable right here. I mean, I can understand it on the hand, but God, it's just so comfortable right here.
I'm putting it right here.
Oh yeah, that would be.
It is a pistol, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's a pistol right there. Look at that.
Wow. All right, guys. So we definitely appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. I'm gonna put links for all the channels down below, so make sure you go and subscribe. Definitely, I think I'm gonna do the fax. Sounds to me like it's gonna be easier just to get the number, go into my computer, write a letter, and just send a fax. Definitely speak your mind. Don't let people. Well, people are gonna make decisions, but have some type of input. We got the numbers, and if they get 30,000, I mean, this video is not gonna get 30,000 views, but if they get 30,000 facts, they may start thinking about it. Definitely appreciate you guys' support. Like the video if you want to like it. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos. We definitely appreciate it. And God is in control.